ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Bill Guile. Brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
And good evening, everyone. Boy, this storm coming our way is not going to be a blockbuster storm, but it is going to throw everything at us. Snow, sleet, freezing rain, and then eventually wind. All right, so here's what's going on right now. National Weather Service has posted winter storm warnings for much of central and northern Massachusetts up into southern New Hampshire, around southern New England, Connecticut, Rhode Island, southeastern Mass, winter weather advisories. Not as much snow accumulating in here, nor ice as well that we'll be contending with. Notice the Cape isn't even in on these winter weather advisories, but they will be in on the wind as well. So here's what's going on right now. Within the last hour or two, steady light snow has been spreading across the region. It's now reaching the east coast, but it's varying in intensity. So that's going to be the case through the overnight hours tonight, and then eventually we'll make the transition. But notice you get off to the west of part of New England, it lets up just a little bit and then regenerates a little more through New York State. So that's what we're going to be going through. So off to the north right now, it's a steady light snow up around Burrillville and Foster, Gloucester area, around that Route 44 corridor. Been checking some of the webcams out there. Bridges are getting snow covered at the present time, and much of the side edges of the roads are also snow covered. I noticed our Rhode Island DOT was out earlier today having put down pre-treat on the roadways, especially the highways, so that's helping the situation for this evening. Visibility is out in here about a mile or so. So again, just allow plenty of distance between you and the vehicle ahead of you. Similar story down in the South County areas, down through Washington County, North Kingstown, Narragansett. Some of the steadiest snow right now, but you notice you get back towards Hope Valley, kind of lets up just a little bit. So that's what I mean. It's going to kind of vary in intensity through the evening hours. Same story, southeastern Mass now just getting into it. Same on the Cape and the islands as well. It's light snow, a little heavier pocket in between Martha's Vineyard and Block Island at the present time. So you can see even just kind of improving a little bit temporarily. Now here's the big picture. So you can see what is still to come. Our storm center is back through western Pennsylvania. And this is what's going to be moving through overnight tonight. And as it does so, it's going to usher in milder air from the south. So here's what's happening as we get towards the midnight hour tonight, and thereafter, we start to make that transition to a brief period of sleet and then some freezing rain, which will last a while into the morning hours. Getting into the afternoon, though, it's rain, and it will be heavy at times. And then the storm wraps on by quickly for tomorrow evening, and the winds begin to crank up out of the west, and we could be getting some gusts of 40 to 60 miles per hour. So let's look at all this in closer detail. Here's what we're going through this evening. Notice our temperatures now in the upper 20s with steady light snow coming down at the rate of about a quarter inch to about a half inch per hour. So that's what we're dealing with for snow accumulations. It may pick up a little bit in some spots or further to the north. Notice as we get towards the midnight hour, again, the steady snow throughout much of the region, but that's the south. We're starting to make that transition. Now watch what happens. By 3 o'clock in the morning, it's sleet and freezing rain to the northern half of the state. Watch these temperatures very closely, though, okay? As we go towards daybreak, notice they don't move too much. And what I'm really looking for to get out of the freezing rain threat is for our air temperature to get up to 34 and 35 degrees for a while. And that will get rid of the freezing conditions on the road surfaces. So that's what you got to be careful of. So we could still be looking at freezing rain in the northwestern part of the state all the way until about 9, maybe 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, while the rest of us are getting into plain rain. Notice by midday, some heavier downpours coming through the southern half of the state, and those temperatures will continue to slowly rise for the rest of the afternoon, mid and upper 30s. How about the south coast? Some low 50s showing up. Can't even rule out the possibility of a rumble of thunder going by with the heavier downpours. And then we quickly clear out as we go into tomorrow evening, and those temperatures will start to drop after midnight, so anything wet will be freezing up as we go into our Monday morning. All right, so here's what we're looking at for snow totals. I'll back that up. About 3 to 5 inches across much of the area. 2 or 3 down along the south coast towards the Cape Cod Canal. Anybody that's potentially going to get 6 or more, it's the northwest part of the state and up into Worcester County. And that's also where the greatest icing threat will occur, a tenth to maybe a quarter of an inch. Good glazing there, but certainly slippery conditions that we'll be dealing with through much of Rhode Island. And then the wind becomes the story as we head on into Sunday night and Monday. Again, possible gusts of as much as 40 to 60 miles per hour. And if that's not enough, well, all right, we'll get a couple of quiet days Tuesday and Wednesday, very cold conditions, but we're watching the potential for another coastal storm on Thursday. We'll see how that shapes up as we get closer to it. That is your latest forecast. Let's get a preview of